like at those speeds, water is like concrete, right? So like these guys are getting destroyed. Here we go. Welcome back to the Fast Break, kids. I am Wiley here with Jared. Several professional athletes continually getting exposed for homophobic, anti-gay, racially charged, offensive tweets that they posted when they were basically babies. Several baseball players as of recently, Trey Turner, let me see, Sean Newcomb, and Josh Hader. Sean Newcomb just had an almost no-hitter that he pitched. And then right after that, somebody brought up those tweets. They surfaced from like 2011, 2012. Everybody starts to just completely indict these guys and bury them when... What were we doing when we were 18 and 19 years old? And I'm not saying the tweets are not wrong.
Who's the faggot in the back? You're a fag. I'm not a lazy #fag.
I get it. It's an offensive tweet to certain people. Totally understand that. But, first of all, who's the lowlife that held on to that? Just waiting for these guys to get good and be like, whoo, it's going to be their downfall.
Yeah, ruin their life.
Like, who did that?
Right, it doesn't seem like there was like hate in these tweets. There's a difference between tweeting using these words and them being rage or hate or malicious fueled comments.
Right.
That's not good. That's indicative of, even if it was 5 or 6 years ago, it's worth looking at and going, what kind of person is this?
If these guys were tweeting this stuff out right now, obviously, hammer them. They're stupid for tweeting that stuff out.
Even if they're still not like anger or hatred filled comments, yes.
If these guys weren't good baseball players, none of this would have come up.
And that's it, though. But that's it. It's such a difficult situation. The people, the witch hunters that are just like going in on these guys and all that stuff is ugly and stupid and unfair. But there has to be a precedent set. You have to say, this is society's standards for what you can and cannot say. So these weird things like this, these social media geodes that they're pulling out of the mine, and they cracking them open, and they're like, hey, check this out. There's no legal anything to do with that. So it comes down to media and the public to just butcher these people and just kill them for doing that. I don't really. That's what makes it such an elusive argument. Is there's no concrete statute that we can just sort of fall back on and be like, well, this is what it says, this is what's written, this is how it should be.
Right. As a kid on social media, that's kid status, right? On social media, when you're figuring out just how the heck this thing works, like you're entering society again, like it's a new culture, and you don't know how it works, and you say some stupid things on there, and then 7 to 8 years ago, when you've probably grown up, at least to a degree, they're not saying those things on Twitter anymore. They're not posting any racial things. They haven't posted racial things in 7 years, obviously, because they'd be bringing up those ones more recent.
They don't want to take into consideration the context of that. They don't want to talk about how he was a kid and how we all say dumb stuff. They don't want to take into consideration their own mistakes, how they probably said stupider stuff when they were kids. Everybody says dumb stuff, whether it was calling someone a fag or the N-word, or whether it was just saying something that was just racist by logic.
Yeah.
It's like nobody wants to take into consideration that maybe we're all a little racist sometimes. That maybe we're shut into our box. We grew up looking at white faces, or we grew up looking at black faces, and when we see a white face, we think something, and we see a black face, we think another thing. So it seems totally unfair that everybody just wants to look at this instance in a vacuum and go, what a horrible person. What an awful person. I would never do that. And then meanwhile, they're over there like, can we get some Hispanics over here to clean the bathroom, please? People don't. They're hypocrites, and they just want to rage. It's an insult to people who are really fighting for their own movement that these other people just like want to be upset. They just create this big ruckus and paint themselves in a bad light. Is this racist? Is it homophobic? Or is it just bad and insensitive? Okay, this is the statement by the Braves. This is the Braves press release. We are aware of the tweets that surfaced after today's game and have spoken to Sean, who is incredibly remorseful. Regardless of how long ago he posted them, he is aware of the insensitivity and is taking full responsibility. We find the tweets hurtful and incredibly disappointing, and even though he was 18 or 19 years old when posted, it doesn't make them any less tolerable. We will work together with Sean towards mending the wounds created in our community. Okay, nothing necessarily wrong with that. But the problem that I have is that these people who, no pun intended, go to bat for him, I feel like they need to be like, he was 18 and 19. We stand by this kid.
He's
wasn't
never
okay.
done anything like this.
Right. If more people were like, this is bad, but we stand by him because it was a mistake that he made when he was younger. Even though he was 18 and doesn't, we get that. That's implied.
It's a given.
That's implied. Because the media, when they get a hold of anything, they're going to amplify it times 1,000.
Yeah.
For clicks, for views,
of course.
all that. So and then it spins out of control, and that's what people see. Because most news gets disseminated via quick little bites on social media. Because people don't actually care about reading the story.
Right, nobody's going in depth.
They just see it, scroll it, and go, wow,
Sean
Newcomb, racist. That's cool. He's a racist and a homophobe. All right.
I'll be sure to throw some hate tweets.
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah, and then the self perpetuation begins, and we're all, oh, I hate him. What an a-hole! Like we're starting, and then we're hating this guy, and when what he said wasn't even inherently hateful to begin with.
We got guys who are beating women. We got guys who are doing drugs and out gambling and all this stuff, probably causing more problems for the locker room and for society. But we're going to point out the dudes that tweeted something out 7 years ago when they were a teenager to their friends goofing around. Grab your pitchforks, everybody.
Read up on the story yourselves and draw your own conclusions, because honestly, looking at it, I think my closing thought on that is dumb idea, dumb action, but not racist, not particularly homophobic, not particularly hateful, just dumb.
Yeah.
And so if you want to sit there and indict somebody to death for ruin them for being dumb, you're going to have a long day. You're going to be up all night.
Let us know what you think in the comments. I'm sure some of you guys got some spicy takes or some heated overreactions, because that's what a lot of people do. But we thank you for tuning in. We ask that you subscribe, like the video, tell everyone to know. Give a shout out to the old Dylan right here. Also, finally, for the month of August, if we had talked about doing a giveaway for the Rare Breed shirts.
Maybe.
Now, Jared was like, whoa. All right. So here's the challenge. Here's the deal.
Shirt.
If we can get over 100 subscribers by the end of August, then we will do the giveaway for the Rare Breed shirt.
Otherwise, we'll have to push it back.
Otherwise,
to our 1 million subscriber sweepstakes.
The challenge has been set.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, thank you for tuning in. For Dylan, sort of for a little bit. For Jared, I'm Wiley. This has been the Fast Break Kids. Keep it clean, keep it fresh, and keep it fun. We'll see you next time. Don't tweet out a bunch of racist, homophobic stuff.
Stop tweeting.
Get off of social media.
Stop tweeting.
Read a book, people.